Captain Hyunwoo stood on the bridge of the Harmony's edge and watched the stars. His ship had been traveling for 3 months through deep space. The mission was simple: find new worlds and make friends with anyone they met out there. Earth wanted peace with other species in the galaxy. "Captain, we are getting something strange on our sensors," said So Young from her science station. She was the best science officer in the Earth fleet. Her fingers moved fast over the controls as she tried to understand what she was seeing. Hyunwoo walked over to look at her screen. "What is it?" "3 large ships coming toward us. They are very big, sir. Much bigger than our ship." So Young's voice was calm, but Hyunwoo could hear she was worried. Taemin looked up from his military station. He was in charge of keeping the ship safe. "Their weapons are powered up, Captain. Those ships are ready for a fight." The 3 alien ships were huge. Each one was 10 times bigger than the Harmony's edge. They looked like giant metal spears with strange lights running along their sides. The ships moved in perfect formation like they had done this many times before. "Open a channel," Hyunwoo said. "Let's try to talk to them." The main screen changed to show the bridge of the alien ship. The creature sitting in the captain's chair was tall and thin. Its skin was gray like stone. It had 4 arms and eyes that glowed red. When it spoke, its voice was deep and scary. "I am War Commander Kethvar of the Veltharian Empire. You will surrender your ship now." Hyunwoo stepped forward. He kept his voice friendly. "I am Captain Hyunwoo of Earth. We come in peace." "We want to be friends." Kethvar made a sound like laughing, but it was not nice. "Friends? You are weak creatures from a weak world. We have watched your planet. You send messages of peace to the stars. You help each other when there are problems. This makes you soft. We believe working together makes us strong," Hyunwoo said. "You are wrong." Kethvar's red eyes got brighter. "The strong take what they want. The weak give up everything. Your Earth will belong to the Veltharian Empire." Taemin moved closer to his weapons controls. Hyunwoo held up his hand to stop him. They were not here to fight. "We don't want war," Hyunwoo said. "Our 2 species can help each other. We can share knowledge and trade goods. There is no need for anyone to get hurt." Kethvar stood up from his chair. "You think we need help from creatures like you? Look at our ships. Look at our weapons. We have conquered 12 star systems. Your little ship has nothing we want." The alien commander pressed something on his chair. The screen changed to show a view of space. Jupiter's 3 largest moons were visible in the distance. "Watch and learn what happens to those who refuse the Veltharian Empire," Kethvar said. The 3 alien ships turned toward Jupiter's moons. Bright energy beams shot out from their weapons. The beams hit the 3 moons at the same time. There was a flash of light so bright that the ship's computers had to dim the screen. When the light faded, the moons were gone. Nothing was left but dust and rocks floating in space. So Young gasped. Taemin's hand moved to his weapon controls again. Hyunwoo felt cold inside, but he did not show it on his face. Kethvar appeared on the screen again. "Those moons had no life on them. Your Earth has billions of your kind. Think about that." "You didn't have to destroy them," Hyunwoo said quietly. "It was necessary. Now you understand our power. Your Earth has 72 hours to surrender. Send a message to your leaders. Tell them the Veltharian Empire owns their planet now. If they refuse, we will turn Earth into dust like those moons." Hyunwoo looked at his crew. So Young was staring at the place where the moons used to be. Taemin's face was angry, but he waited for orders. These were good people. Earth was full of good people who did not deserve to die. "What if we refuse?" Hyunwoo asked. Kethvar smiled, showing sharp teeth. "Then you will learn why the galaxy fears us. Your species will end. No one will remember humans ever existed. And if Earth surrenders, your people will serve the Empire. The strong ones will work in our mines and factories. The weak ones will be removed. Your planet will provide food and materials for our war machine." Hyunwoo felt anger growing inside him, but he kept his voice calm. "I need to send a message to Earth. You have 72 hours. Do not try to run. Do not try to fight. Our ships are faster and stronger than anything your kind has built. When the time is up, we will come to Earth. Make sure your leaders choose wisely." The screen went black. The 3 alien ships moved away, but they did not go far. They stayed close enough to watch. So Young turned to look at Hyunwoo. "Captain, what do we do?" Hyunwoo walked to his captain's chair and sat down. He thought about Earth. He thought about his family there. He thought about all the people who trusted their leaders to keep them safe. "Send a message to Earth," he said. Tell them what happened here. Tell them about the Veltharians and their demands. Taemin started working on the message. What else should I tell them, sir? Hyunwoo was quiet for a moment. He thought about Kethavar's words. The alien thought humans were weak because they tried to solve problems with words instead of weapons. He thought Earth would be easy to conquer because humans cared about each other. Tell them something else, Hyunwoo said. His voice was still calm, but there was something new in it now. Something cold and hard. Tell them the Veltharians have made a terrible mistake. They think our compassion makes us weak. They're about to learn how wrong they are. The message went out into space, racing toward Earth at the speed of light. It would take time to reach home, but when it did, everything would change. Hyunwoo looked at the stars and waited. The Veltharians thought they knew humans. They thought Earth would surrender without a fight. They had destroyed 3 moons to prove their power. But they did not understand something important about humans. When someone threatened their families, their friends, their world, humans became something different, something dangerous. The aliens were about to learn that lesson the hard way. The message from Captain Hyunwoo reached Earth 18 hours later. President Ji-hoon was sleeping when his phone rang. The call came from General Yoon-ji at Global Defense Command. Mr. President, you need to come to the command center right away, she said. We have received a message from deep space. It's about Captain Hyunwoo's mission. Ji-hoon got dressed quickly and took his personal transport to the underground facility. The command center was busy with people working at computers and talking on phones. Everyone looked worried. General Yoon-ji met him at the door. She was a small woman, but everyone respected her. She had spent 20 years planning for this day. Show me the message, Ji-hoon said. They walked to a large screen where Captain Hyunwoo's face appeared. He looked calm, but his eyes were serious. He told them about the Veltharian Empire and their demands. He described how they destroyed Jupiter's moons in seconds. 72 hours, Ji-hoon said when the message ended. They want us to surrender in 72 hours. Sir, we need to call an emergency meeting, General Yoon-ji said. All the world leaders need to know about this. Within 6 hours, leaders from every country on Earth were connected by video link. They sat in rooms thousands of miles apart, but they all heard the same message. An alien empire wanted to conquer Earth. Some leaders were scared. Others were angry. A few suggested surrendering to save lives. What choice do we have? Asked the leader of the European Union. They destroyed 3 moons like they were nothing.
How can we fight ships that powerful?
President Ji-hoon looked around the room at all the faces on the screens. Before we decide anything, I want you to hear from Dr. Minho. He has been working on something for the past 15 years. Dr. Minho was the head of Earth's Advanced Weapons Division. Most people did not know this division existed. He was a quiet man who wore thick glasses and looked like a teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Minho said, what you are about to hear is classified at the highest level. We call it Project Prometheus. He pressed a button and new pictures appeared on the screens. They showed weapon designs and spaceship blueprints that looked nothing like the peaceful exploration vessels most people knew about. When we first sent radio signals into space 50 years ago, some people worried about what might answer. Dr. Minho continued. A small group of scientists and military leaders decided we needed to be ready for the worst case. The pictures showed weapons that could destroy asteroids. They showed ships that looked like cargo haulers but were really warships. They showed battle plans that had been practiced in secret for decades. We have been preparing for this day since we learned we were not alone in the galaxy, Dr. Minho said. While our public face has been peaceful exploration, our hidden face has been getting ready for war. General Yoon-ji stood up. Every mining station in the asteroid belt is really a weapons platform. Every research station on the outer planets has military equipment hidden inside. We have been building an army in secret while pretending to build a peaceful space program. The world leaders stared at the screens. None of them had known about this. How many ships do we really have? Asked the Chinese premier. On paper, we have 50 exploration vessels and 100 cargo ships, General Yoon-ji said. In reality, we have 300 warships disguised as civilian craft. Each one is armed with weapons the Veltharians have never seen before. President Ji-hoon looked at Dr. Minho. Tell them about the Psychological Warfare Division. Dr. Minho smiled for the first time. Humans think differently than other species. We are unpredictable. We use tricks and lies in battle. We study our enemies and find their weaknesses. The Veltharians fight like machines. Everything follows patterns. We fight like humans. Nothing follows patterns. On the moon, Commander He-jin received new orders. Her base looked like a simple research station. Scientists came and went, studying moon rocks and solar radiation, but underneath the laboratories were weapon storage areas and ship hangars. "All units, this is Commander He-jin," she said into her radio. "Operation Prometheus is now active." Repeat, Operation Prometheus is active. All across the solar system, hidden bases came alive. Asteroid mining stations opened up to reveal gun batteries. Cargo ships in the outer system stopped carrying supplies and started carrying missiles. Scientists at research stations put on military uniforms they had kept hidden for years. Back on Earth, Dr. Young-soo was working with a team of computer experts. They were studying every signal the Veltharian ships had sent. "Their communications are encrypted, but they use patterns," he told General Yoonji over the phone. "Everything about them follows rules. Their ship formations, their weapon targeting, even the way they talk. Humans don't work that way. We break rules. That's going to surprise them." The Veltharian ships were still waiting near Jupiter. They sent messages to Earth every few hours, reminding humans about the deadline. War Commander Kethvar seemed confident that Earth would surrender. But on Earth, nobody was talking about surrender anymore. Admiral Dong-hyun was at the hidden fleet base on the far side of the moon. His flagship, the Retribution, looked like a large cargo hauler. Inside, it was the most powerful warship humans had ever built. "Sir, all ships report ready," his second-in-command said. "Good. The Veltharians think they know everything about us. They watched our peaceful exploration missions and decided we were weak. They have no idea what we really built out here." President Ji-hoon made one more video call to all the world leaders. "The vote is unanimous. Earth will not surrender to the Veltharian Empire." "We will fight. Are you sure we can win?" asked the African Union representative. General Yoonji answered, "We have advantages they don't know about. They think in straight lines. We think in circles. They follow rules. We make new rules. They showed us their power by destroying moons. We're going to show them something they've never seen before." "What's that?" asked the Russian president. General Yoonji's smile was cold. "What happens when you threaten humanity's home?" The final preparations began. Ships moved into position throughout the solar system. Weapons powered up on hidden bases. Soldiers who had trained in secret for years put on their battle gear. Dr. Minho sent a message to all military units. "Remember, the Veltharians think we're weak because we tried to make peace first. They're about to learn that choosing peace doesn't mean we can't choose war. When humans fight for their families and their world, we become something else entirely." Commander He-jin looked out at Earth from her moon base. The blue planet looked peaceful and beautiful. People down there were going about their daily lives not knowing that war was coming, but they would not have to face it alone. Humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades. The aliens thought they were conquering a defenseless world. They were wrong. The Veltharians had 48 hours left on their deadline. They still believed Earth would surrender when the time came. They had no idea that humans were not the same species when someone threatened their home. War Commander Kethvar was about to get an education in human nature. It was going to be a very painful lesson. The 72 hours passed without any message from Earth. War Commander Kethvar stood on his command bridge and watched the blue planet ahead. His 3 ships had moved closer to Earth's solar system. "Expecting to receive a surrender message, sir." "We have received no communication from the human leaders," his second-in-command reported. Kethavar's red eyes glowed brighter. "Then they have chosen death. Send the signal to the main fleet. Tell them to begin the attack." 20 more Veltharian warships appeared from hyperspace. Each ship was massive, armed with weapons that could crack planets. The alien fleet moved toward Earth in perfect formation, just like they had done on 12 other worlds. "Sir, our sensors show no defensive ships around Earth," the tactical officer said. "The space around their planet is empty," Kethavar smiled. "The humans are hiding on their planet like frightened animals. This will be easier than we thought." But the space around Earth was not really empty. What looked like asteroids and space debris were actually human ships waiting and hiding. What looked like dead satellites were really weapon platforms. Admiral Dong-hyun sat on the bridge of his ship watching the alien fleet approach. "All ships, this is Admiral Dong-hyun. Wait for my signal. Let them get closer." The Veltharian fleet moved past Mars. They flew in a straight line toward Earth, following the same attack pattern they always used. Their computers calculated the best angle of attack. Their weapons locked onto Earth's major cities. On the hidden moon base, Commander Hee-jin watched the enemy ships on her screens. They're flying right into the trap, just like Dr. Young-soo said they would. The aliens had studied human space technology, but they had only seen peaceful exploration ships. They expected Earth's defenses to be weak and simple. They had no idea what was really waiting for them. "Sir, we are in range of the human planet," the Veltharian tactical officer reported. "Begin the bombardment," Kethvar ordered. "Destroy their major cities first. Show them the price of defying the Empire." The alien ships powered up their main weapons. Energy built up in their massive guns. Then just as they were about to fire, space around them exploded with activity. "All ships, attack now," Admiral Dong-hyun shouted. What the aliens thought were asteroids suddenly came alive. Camouflaged human warships activated their engines and weapons. The space around the Veltharian fleet filled with human ships that had appeared from nowhere. "Impossible," Kethvar screamed. "Where did they come from?" The human ships did not attack in formation like normal military vessels. Instead, they moved in wild, unpredictable patterns. Some ships flew straight at the aliens. Others curved around in circles. A few ships seemed to be flying randomly with no plan at all. Lieutenant Soo-jin piloted her fighter in loops and spirals that made no sense to the Veltharian targeting computers. The alien weapons kept trying to lock onto her ship, but she never flew in a straight line long enough for them to hit her. "This is Soo-jin to all fighters. Fly like you're crazy. Don't let them predict where you're going." The Veltharian ships were much bigger and more powerful than the human vessels. But size and power meant nothing if they could not hit their targets. The aliens had built their weapons to fight enemies who followed military rules. Humans were not following any rules. Captain Kiwoo's ship was smaller than the others. While the big human warships kept the aliens busy, he flew his vessel toward one of the enemy command ships. His crew was trained for boarding operations. "Sir, that human ship is too small to damage us," a Veltharian officer reported. "Ignore it," Kethvar said. "Focus on the larger ships." Kiwoo smiled as his ship attached to the alien hull. The Veltharians had not bothered to guard their maintenance ports because they never thought an enemy would try to board their ships. Human soldiers were smaller than Veltharians and could fit through spaces the aliens could not defend. "Breach the hull," Kiwoo told his team. "Remember, we're not here to destroy their ship. We're here to capture it." The human soldiers cut through the alien hull and crawled inside. The Veltharians inside the ship had never fought enemies who came from inside their own vessel. Their weapons were designed to fight other ships, not soldiers crawling through their air vents. Meanwhile, the space battle was getting stranger. Human ships were ramming into alien vessels, using their destroyed hulks as weapons against other ships. Some human captains flew their ships straight into alien gun batteries, sacrificing themselves to take out enemy weapons. "Sir, the humans are fighting like they have lost their minds," the Veltharian tactical officer reported. "They are using tactics that make no sense." Kethvar watched his screens in confusion. 3 of his ships had been boarded by human soldiers who appeared inside his vessels from nowhere. 2 more ships had been destroyed by human pilots who flew directly into them. The remaining ships were being attacked by fighters that moved in patterns his computers could not follow. "Fall back to defensive positions," he ordered. "Reform the battle line." But the humans did not give him time to reorganize. Admiral Dong-hyun's flagship approached the alien command vessel. Instead of firing weapons at maximum range like a normal military ship, it flew close enough that the aliens could see human faces through the bridge windows. "This is Admiral Dong-hyun to War Commander Kethvar. You wanted to see how humans fight. Are you getting a good education?" Kethvar's face appeared on the communication screen. His red eyes were wide with surprise and anger. "Your tactics are insane. Your pilots are throwing their lives away for no reason." "You're wrong," Admiral Dong-hyun said calmly. "We're fighting for our home, for our families, for our future. You think we're crazy because you don't understand what that means." More human ships joined the battle. These were not the hidden warships. These were the civilian cargo vessels and exploration ships that had been converted to military use. Their crews were not professional soldiers. They were scientists, miners, and engineers who had learned to fight to protect their world. Dr. So-young, who had been on the peaceful exploration mission with Captain Hyun-woo, now piloted a converted research vessel armed with mining lasers. "This is for the 3 moons you destroyed," she said as her ship fired on a Veltharian cruiser. The aliens tried to retreat, but the humans followed them. Human ships appeared from behind planets and moons where they had been hiding. The entire solar system was full of human vessels that the aliens had never detected. Captain Kiwu's voice came over the radio from inside the captured alien ship. I have control of their navigation system, sending their shield frequencies to all ships now. Suddenly, human weapons could penetrate Veltharian shields. The aliens' technological advantage was disappearing. Their ships were being damaged and captured by enemies they had thought were primitive. Sir, we are receiving surrender signals from 5 of our ships, the communications officer reported to Kethvar. Surrender? Kethvar could not believe it. The Veltharian Empire never surrendered. They were the conquerors, not the conquered. Admiral Dong-hyun's ship moved closer to the alien command vessel. War Commander, your fleet is beaten. Your ships are captured or destroyed. You came here thinking humans were weak. You thought wrong. Kethvar looked at his tactical display. More than half his ships were gone. The humans had not just defended their planet. They had won a complete victory against a superior force. How? Kethvar asked. Your ships are smaller. Your weapons are weaker. How did you defeat us? Because you made the same mistake many others have made, Admiral Dong-hyun replied. You thought humans were soft because we tried to make peace first. You forgot that sometimes the most dangerous enemies are the ones who don't want to fight. The Veltharian war commander stared at the human admiral's face on his screen. For the first time in his military career, he felt something he had never experienced before. Fear. The humans had not just won this battle. They had done something worse. They had made the mighty Veltharian Empire look weak and foolish. And now, as he watched human ships moving to surround his command vessel, Kethvar realized the terrible truth. This was only the beginning. War Commander Kethvar thought the battle was over when his fleet retreated from Earth's solar system. He had lost more than half his ships, but he still had enough vessels to escape. The humans had won, but now they would stay near their planet and celebrate their victory. He was wrong. Sir, we are detecting human ships following us, his tactical officer reported. They are not staying at Earth. Kethvar turned to look at his screen. Behind his retreating fleet, dozens of human vessels were in pursuit. They were not content with defending their world. They were hunting, impossible. No species follows us back to our territory. They defend their own space and nothing more. But the humans were different. Commander Jae-sung led the pursuit fleet in a ship that had been disguised as a mining vessel. His crew had studied the captured Veltharian technology and improved it with human engineering. This is Commander Jae-sung to all pursuit ships. Remember, we're not just chasing them away. We're sending a message to their entire empire. The human ships were faster than Kethvar expected. They had taken the alien engine technology and made it better. Where the Veltharians built their ships for power, humans built them for speed and surprise. Specialist Nayeon worked from her ship's communication center. She was not fighting with weapons. She was fighting with computers and radio signals. Her team had broken into the Veltharian communication network. I'm inside their command systems, she reported to Commander Jae-sung. I can read their messages and send false orders to their ships. The Veltharian fleet tried to call for help from their homeworlds, but Nayeon's team intercepted every message. Instead of sending requests for aid, the alien ships were now broadcasting surrender demands to their own people. Sir, our communications are not working properly, the Veltharian communications officer told Kethvar. Our messages are being changed somehow. Kethvar's eyes glowed with rage. The humans are in our systems. How is that possible? Dr. Wu Jin's voice came over the captured alien communication network. Hello, War Commander. This is Dr. Wu Jin of Earth. Thank you for teaching us how your technology works. We've made some improvements. The humans had not just captured alien ships. They had studied every piece of Veltharian technology and learned how to use it against them. What had taken the aliens centuries to develop, humans had mastered in days. The chase continued for 3 days. Every time the Veltharian ships tried to hide, human vessels found them. Every time they tried to change course, the humans were already waiting. It was like the humans could read their minds. They know our tactics, Kethvar said to his officers. They predict every move we make. Sir, perhaps we should contact the home fleet for reinforcements, his second-in-command suggested. Kethvar tried to send a message to the Veltharian fortress world of Kethmore, but the communication was intercepted again. Instead of receiving his call for help, the fortress received a different message entirely. This is War Commander Kethvar, the false message said. Earth has been conquered, sending captured human technology for study. Do not send reinforcements. The real Kethvar did not know his own people thought he had won the battle. Nayan's team had created perfect copies of Veltharian voices and communication codes. Meanwhile, the human pursuit fleet was growing larger. Ships were arriving from all over the solar system to join the hunt. These were not just military vessels. Civilian cargo haulers, research ships, and even passenger transports had been armed and were following the aliens. "Sir, we count over 200 human ships pursuing us now," the tactical officer reported. Kethvar stared at the display. The humans were not just chasing him with their military. Ordinary humans, teachers, doctors, factory workers, had taken up weapons to hunt the Veltharian fleet. Commander Jae-sung opened a communication channel to the alien command ship. "War Commander, you wanted to conquer our planet. Now you're running from our people. How does it feel to be the prey instead of the hunter?" The human fleet forced the Veltharians toward their fortress world. Kethvar had no choice but to lead the humans directly to one of the Empire's most important military bases. "Sir, we are approaching Kethmore," the navigation officer reported. "The fortress will protect us." Kethvar felt relief for the first time in days. Kethmore was defended by massive orbital weapons and hundreds of warships. The humans might have defeated his fleet, but they could not assault an entire fortress world. But when they arrived at Kethmore, something was wrong. The orbital defenses did not activate. The defensive fleet did not move to intercept the humans. "Sir, the fortress is not responding to our signals," the communications officer said. Dr. Wu Jin's voice came over the alien communication system again. "Hello again, War Commander. While you were running from our pursuit fleet, we were having a conversation with your fortress commanders. They think you're bringing them captured human technology. They've shut down their defenses to let you dock." Kethvar realized the humans had been planning this from the beginning. They had not just followed his fleet home. They had manipulated his own people into opening their defenses. The human fleet spread out around Kethmore. Major Inho led the ground assault teams that landed on the planet's surface. The Veltharian defenders were expecting to welcome their returning war commander, not fight human soldiers. "Defensive positions," Inho shouted to his troops. "Remember, we're not here to destroy everything. We're here to capture their leaders and end this war." The battle for Kethmore was nothing like the space battle near Earth. The humans fought on the ground using tactics the Veltharians had never seen. Small teams of soldiers appeared everywhere at once, attacking from directions the aliens never expected. The Veltharian defenders were bigger and stronger than humans, but they were not used to fighting enemies who used the environment against them. Human soldiers hid in ventilation systems, attacked from underground tunnels, and used the aliens' own buildings as weapons, "Sir. Human forces have captured the main command center," a Veltharian officer reported to the fortress commander. "How many humans?" the commander asked. 12, sir." The commander could not believe it. 12 human soldiers had captured a facility defended by thousands of Veltharians. Major Inho stood in the alien command center with Kethvar as his prisoner. The war commander who had destroyed 3 moons to prove his power was now sitting in human handcuffs. "Your empire made a mistake," Inho told him. "You thought humans were weak because we offered friendship first. You forgot that the most dangerous enemies are the ones who don't want to fight." Outside, the human fleet had taken control of the entire Kethmore system. Veltharian ships that tried to escape were captured by human vessels that appeared from nowhere. The aliens had been outmaneuvered in their own territory. Commander Jae-sung sent a message to Earth. "Mission accomplished. We have captured the Veltharian fortress world and taken their war commander prisoner." But the humans were not finished. While one fleet had chased Kethvar to Kethmore, other human ships had followed different alien vessels to other parts of the Veltharian Empire. The aliens were being hunted across their entire territory. Specialist Nayan's team had taken control of the Veltharian communication network completely. Every message in the alien empire was now being monitored and controlled by humans. "Sir, we are receiving reports from across the empire," she told Commander Jae-sung. "Human ships have appeared in 7 different star systems. Our people are attacking Veltharian military bases everywhere." The Veltharian Empire had conquered 12 star systems by being stronger and more ruthless than their enemies. But they had never fought an enemy like humans. They had never faced an opponent who turned being peaceful into an advantage. As Kethvar sat in his human prison cell, he listened to the reports coming in from across his empire. Veltharian fleets were surrendering to human forces. Military commanders were asking for mercy from the species they had tried to exterminate. How? he asked Major Inho. How did you find all our bases? How did you know our tactics? Inho looked at the alien war commander with something that might have been pity. Because you taught us. Every signal you sent, every move you made, every word you spoke when we were learning from you. You showed us your technology, your tactics, your weaknesses. You gave us everything we needed to defeat you. The mighty Veltharian Empire, conqueror of 12 star systems, was falling to a species they had thought was weak and primitive. And the most terrible part was that the humans were not being cruel or ruthless, they were being human. And sometimes that was the most frightening thing of all. The war was over in less than 2 weeks. The mighty Veltharian Empire, which had taken centuries to build, fell to human forces in 14 days. Across 12 star systems, alien commanders were surrendering to ships full of humans who had been peaceful explorers just months before. President Ji-hoon stood in the great assembly hall on Earth. Representatives from every conquered Veltharian world were there, along with leaders from dozens of other alien species who had heard about the war. Everyone wanted to know what the humans would do now. Kethavar sat in the front row, no longer wearing his war commander uniform. The alien who had destroyed 3 moons to show his power now wore simple prisoner clothes. His red eyes no longer glowed with confidence. Ladies, gentlemen, and honored beings from across the galaxy, President Ji-hoon began. We are here to discuss the future of the former Veltharian Empire. Many aliens expected the humans to demand tribute or territory. That was what conquerors usually did. Some species had prepared surrender gifts, hoping the humans would be merciful rulers. General Yoon-ji stood up next to the president. The human government has decided on our terms for peace. She looked directly at Kethavar as she spoke. First, all weapons of mass destruction in former Veltharian territory will be dismantled. Second, all conquered worlds will be given their independence. Third, reparations will be paid to every species that suffered under Veltharian rule. The alien representatives whispered among themselves. These were not the terms of a conqueror. These were the terms of liberators, but there is more, General Yoon-ji continued. Humanity is establishing the Galactic Peace Enforcement Division. Our job will be to make sure no species ever suffers what Earth nearly suffered. Admiral Dong-hyun stepped forward. Any species that attempts to conquer another world will face the combined military forces of humanity and our allies. We will not allow another Veltharian empire to rise. Dr. So-young, who had fought in the space battle, spoke next. We are also establishing medical and educational programs for all species. Humans believe that knowledge and healing are more powerful than weapons. An alien representative from one of the conquered worlds stood up. What about revenge? The Veltharians enslaved my people for 50 years. Will there be justice? President Ji-hoon looked at Kethavar, then back at the alien who had asked the question. Justice, yes. Revenge, no. War Commander Kethavar will spend the rest of his life working to repair the damage his empire caused. He will oversee the construction of memorial stations at every moon and planet his forces destroyed. Kethavar looked up in surprise. He had expected execution or life imprisonment. Instead, the humans were forcing him to help rebuild what he had torn down. Why? Kethavar asked. Why not simply kill me? President Ji-hoon walked over to stand in front of the former war commander. Because death would be easy for you. Living with the knowledge of what you did and working to fix it will be much harder. Dr. Minho stepped up to present the final surprise. On a large screen, he showed images of weapons that could crack planets and destroy stars. We want everyone to know something important. Humanity has possessed planet-killing weapons for over 20 years. The alien representatives gasped. Some moved away from the humans in fear. But we chose not to use them. Dr. Minho continued. We could have destroyed every Veltharian world. We could have wiped out your entire species in hours. We didn't. Kethavar stared at the screen showing human weapons that were far more powerful than anything his empire had ever built. You could have ended the war immediately. Why didn't you? President Ji-hoon's answer was quiet but firm. Because that's not who we are. We don't destroy worlds full of innocent people to stop their leaders. We find better ways. The assembly hall was completely silent. Every alien in the room understood what they were hearing. Humanity had not won the war because they were stronger or more ruthless than the Veltharians. They had won because they were smarter and more careful. Commander Hyunwoo, who had been rescued from his captured exploration ship, stood up to speak. When the Veltharians first threatened Earth, they thought our compassion made us weak. They thought trying to make peace meant we couldn't make war. He looked around the room at all the alien faces. They forgot something important about humans. We choose peace because we understand the cost of war. But when someone threatens our families and our home, we become something else entirely. Dr. Young-Soo presented the final piece of information. We are releasing all Veltharian technology to every species in the galaxy. Medical advances, communication systems, peaceful uses of energy. Knowledge belongs to everyone. Again, the aliens were surprised. Conquerors usually kept captured technology for themselves. Humans were giving it away freely. An alien from the outer rim of the galaxy stood up. We have heard stories about this war. Other species are calling humans the ghost warriors because you appeared from nowhere and vanished just as quickly. Some worlds are afraid you will conquer them next. General Yunji smiled. Tell them they have nothing to fear from us. As long as they don't attack peaceful worlds or enslave other species, humans will be their friends and allies. And if they do attack peaceful worlds? The alien asked. The smile faded from General Yunji's face. Then they will learn the same lesson the Veltharians learned. We offer friendship first. We give peace every chance. But if someone forces us to choose between their aggression and our principles, we choose our principles. As the assembly ended, word spread across the galaxy faster than ships could travel. The story of humanity's victory became legend. On 1,000 worlds, in 100 languages, people told the same tale. The humans had been peaceful explorers who wanted to make friends with other species. When threatened with extinction, they had revealed themselves to be the most dangerous warriors the galaxy had ever seen. But when they won, they had chosen mercy over revenge and healing over destruction. Kethavar was taken to begin his new life rebuilding what he had destroyed. As he left the assembly hall, he stopped to speak to President Ji-hoon one last time. I still don't understand you, he said. You could rule the galaxy. Every species would obey you out of fear. Why do you choose to be protectors instead of conquerors? President Ji-hoon thought for a moment before answering. Because anyone can rule through fear, it takes no skill or wisdom to threaten and destroy. But building something better, creating peace that lasts, helping others grow and prosper, that's much harder. That's what makes us human. As Kethavar was led away, other alien representatives approached the human leaders. They wanted to join the Galactic Peace Enforcement Division. They wanted to learn from the species that had turned the concept of strength upside down. Commander Hyunwoo was given a new mission. He would be Earth's first galactic ambassador, traveling to worlds across the galaxy to establish peaceful relationships. Before he left Earth, he recorded a message that would be broadcast to every species in the galaxy. This is Commander Hyunwoo of Earth, speaking to all beings throughout the stars. Humanity extends its hand in friendship to every peaceful species. We offer to share our knowledge, our protection, and our hope for a better future. He paused, looking directly into the camera. But let this message also serve as a warning. We offered the Veltharian Empire our friendship. They chose to see it as weakness. They chose to threaten our world and our people. His voice became harder, colder. The choice was theirs. The consequences were ours to decide. We hope no other species will make the same mistake. We offer peace to all who want it. But for those who prefer war, Commander Hyunwoo's smile was not pleasant. You'll learn why the galaxy now whispers a simple warning to anyone foolish enough to threaten innocent worlds. Never battle humankind. We offered friendship first. If you refuse it, you'll discover there are fates much worse than death, like learning you attacked the one species that genuinely wanted to be your friend. The message ended, but its meaning spread throughout the galaxy. Humanity had become the guardians of peace not through conquest, but through the simple act of being themselves. And across the stars, on worlds where tyrants plotted and conquerors dreamed, a new fear took hold. The fear of facing an enemy that fought not for glory or power, but for the simple right to protect the innocent and defend their home. The age of easy conquest was over. The humans were watching.